YouTubers, tis I, Mike Martin's bringing another chain link article. Chaining articles together to kind of see the big picture of what's going on. You can go ahead and mirror that on a bigger channel, make it seem like you've invented something. So let's chain link some articles here, guys. So I got an article today from my friend Jasmine. She sent me this today. BC's population passes 5 million thanks to high international migration numbers. Canada's population sees the largest increase since 1971 according to Statistics Canada. So there it is there, a couple of flags. The population of British Columbia has passed the 5 million mark for the first time according to Statistics Canada estimation. The province says international migration is thank for the spike as it is in every province that saw population increase. Canada's population was approximately 37.2 million on October 1st, up 184,000 from the 1st. This was the largest population increase in number since 1971. I don't find it surprising at all. Licensed immigration consultant Alex Kadimpour of CICS Immigration Consulting CBS. The Statistics Canada reported strong immigration levels, an increase in refugee claimants, and the arrival of large number of non-permanent residents, many of whom work and study permit holders. Kadimpour said he believes BC's population increase is partially due to the trend of among young international students. Many people who have moved to provinces like Ontario as foreign students move to BC after they graduate, he said. Compared to other provinces, BC's economy is actually doing well. There are more jobs, and the provincial permanent residency program is easier to navigate than other provinces, said Kadimpour. Kadimpour said there are more than 450,000 foreign students in Canada. He said it's common for foreign students to enter BC hospitality and sales industry and gain sponsorship from their employers, filling the population. So, this growth is due to immigrants and more recently refugees because the total fertility rates in Canada are not very high. So, the Canadian proper is dying off slowly as it gets replaced because people can't afford to have children anymore because the cost of living is too expensive. He said that the Canadian population is aging, a fact confirmed by Statistics Canada report. We don't have the balanced pyramid of ages in this country. One way to compensate for that is opening the doors for immigrants to come from all over the world. So it's very not all over the world. It is very selective. Canada's severely selective on who they pick. From Europe, it's very tough to get into Canada unless you're from France. If you're from France, they'll even pay your flight and give you do your paperwork for you. But if you're from other parts of Europe, forget it. So South America and Central America, really tough. To get into Canada. It's really, really very selective. So, let's get back to the articles I read before. Canada wants more Chinese students, tourists, and immigration. So, right here, we'll go back to this article here. I keep picking on this article, but it's very important. So, McCollum said visas have been increasing from China to about 500,000 per year. But opening more visa offices could help Canada compete for Chinese workers and students and lucrative lucrative tourist business. It's the biggest market in the world, and they spend a lot of money, he said. So they're fighting for wealthy immigrants to come in, or wealthy investors to come in, or wealthy students to come in. And then, this article, get ready for more Chinese in Canada. And this is what's happening. But why am I picking on this, and why am I picking on the Chinese? You got to remember, China is the biggest economy in the world. China is the biggest population in the world. China is the biggest everything in the world. So, it's not America anymore, because 20 years ago, every article I'd be reading would be about America, America, America. But now it's China. It's all China. So when they say, oh, the Chinese, and like, why are you picking on? But it's China, everything. Energy consumption, exports, fabrication, everything. It's China. So, in a good way, China's, maybe for itself as a country is doing well, or trying to do well. It's got the biggest army. It has everything. So, when people say, well, Mike, the Chinese, well, no. If it was the Portuguese that were, like, super big and we wouldn't be talking about China. We wouldn't be, but it's the Chinese. So people need to get used to hearing about the Chinese more and more because they're the ones who are basically dominating the world, right? Economic takeovers, wealth transfer, people moving their money out of the country. There's about 308 million millionaires in China, so that's enough to dominate a bit of each country. You know what I'm saying? So get used to it, guys, and that's what it is. You know, if I'm talking about Chinese all the time, hello, why would I be talking about the Portuguese and the Mexicans? You know what I'm saying? They're not putting a dent in anything when it comes to the power or the superpower of China, when it comes to population, whether it comes to wealth, whether it comes to exports, whether it comes to fabrication, whether it comes to all kinds, derivative markets, stock markets, buying gold. China's buying gold and silver. So, believe me, I'm not picking on the Chinese. I'm telling you, this is what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And if it was the Japanese, I'd be talking about the Japanese, but it's not. It's China. So, and then what happened after this? Aboriginals and whites leave Metro Vancouver. So I'm one of those people. So there's about 10 to 20,000 whites and 460 Indigenous moving out every year. So, or more. I'm not too sure, guys, to be honest with you, because I think I left a message for Douglas to update that article, or it has been updated. Yeah, March 2018. But I want to know the I kind of see March 2018. I kind of want to know the numbers for this one right here. This one. I want to see what happened here, because we have 17 numbers, July 2017 and July 2018. 2 years of numbers. We would like to know that. People would like to know that. So this is what's happening. It's happening in a lot of countries, and it's something that we will talk about, because we're not making this up. It's happening. So, like I said, if it was the Russians, we'd talk about the Russians. If it was the people from Iceland, we'd be talking about that. But it's the Chinese. They hold the power right now, and it's up to what they decide to do with their wealth and how they transform the world. So that's just what's happening right now, you know. I refuse to pay $2 million for a bungalow on the coast in Vancouver. Ooh, poor white boy can't afford a house. No, I want to raise a family and have kids, and that's what I've done. I have another baby coming in March, and I'll have my 3 babies and my stepson, so I'll have a total of 4. We have a family of total of 6. And a nice big house to raise my family in, and that's what's most important to me, is family values and taking care of my wife and kids. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to know. Please, what is happening in your area? I'd like to know. Thank you.